Hello everybody, it's Morph here, and welcome to the first episode of Replay Thursday. Replay Thursday is a series on this channel that will be viewing ranked duel and casual match replays once a week, and I think that it will be quite the exciting variety of decks that we will be able to see, if I do say so myself. With your ranked decks, you'll mostly see probably higher meta stuff like Pearly, Kashtira, Mathmech, etc. Meanwhile, with our casual match replays, I feel like we'll see kind of some more janky stuff. We'll see probably some Blue Eyes decks, Red Eyes, Dark Magician. We'll see older meta decks that had their time in the sun but have now been relegated to more rogue playing levels and stuff like that. I think it's very important to keep that balance, especially with this kind of channel where we will not only be doing ranked gameplay with meta decks, but we will also be using a lot of rogue decks as well. I feel like it's very important to stay on brand with the theme of the channel, kind of a duality of decks, if you will, that being meta and rogue slash off meta, whatever you want to call it. And in that case, we will jump right into some casual match replays here. I always find it very interesting to use the shuffle function. You don't know what you're gonna get until that duel starts. You could have two Red Eyes players going head to head. You could have a Nojama player versus a Red Dragon Archfiend player. You just never know, and I think that mystery element is very exciting, and you never know what kind of duels you're gonna get either. You could get a OTK, you could get a back and forth. Alright, and oh my goodness, this is very interesting. It seems as though we have an Exodia deck right here from Duelist A. There's opening hand consisting of Blue Dragon Summoner, Exodius, the ultimate Forbidden Lord, Hand Destruction, White Elephant's Gift, and Power of the Guardian. Ooh, this makes me excited. Jeff Leonard recently had a feature match in which they used Exodia to be able to win, and it was very, very intense, very, very awesome to witness. So Exodia has kind of been on my mind since then, and to see an Exodia deck here definitely makes me excited to see how this duel is going to go. Will we see an Exodia win in this duel? We will have to find out. Duelist B is starting off right here, setting one and passing not too much. They are doing to start off, and Duelist A's turn, they are drawing Obliterate. Very interesting. They are summoning their Blue Dragon Summoner, attacking into the Dark Hex Sealed Fusion. Not going to be enough to destroy it though, taking 100 points of damage in the process. They are going to set their Obliterate, and Duelist B is going to tribute their Hex Sealed Fusion in order to summon Kaiser Glider. Kaiser Glider being a level 6 dragon type monster. It's a fed being. It cannot be destroyed with a by a monster that has the same attack points. If this card is sent to the graveyard, destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one card on the field, one monster card rather, and return it to the hand. So it looks like they will be attacking and destroying Blue Dragon Summoner here. However, that seems to be what Duelist A wants, because once Blue Dragon Summoner is sent to the graveyard, they will be able to add an Exodia part from their deck to their hand, and that will bring them one step closer to getting all pieces of the puzzle. There is the left leg of the Forbidden One, 4 more pieces to go. And in their end phase, in Duelist B's end phase, they will activate Obliterate. They can target one monster on the field, send one Forbidden One monster or Exodia card from their hand or deck to the graveyard, and if they do, return that target to the hand. If this card is sent from the Spell and Trap card zone to the graveyard, you can target one Forbidden One monster or Exodia card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So it seems as though in this case they will be targeting that Kaiser Glider, and they will send the right arm of the Forbidden One to the graveyard in order to return it to Duelist B's hand. Not really much they can do here. They will activate left leg of the Forbidden One, activating White Elephant's Gift as well, sending that left leg to the graveyard in order to draw 2 more cards. And just like that, with their Dark Factory of Mass Production, they can immediately target those 2 Exodia pieces and add them to their hand. A very good move from Duelist A, being able to get 2 out of the 5 Exodia cards to their hand already. But they will be returning all 3 from their graveyard to their deck in order to summon Exodius, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. Exodius has the effect that it must be special summoned from your hand by shuffling all monsters in your graveyard into the deck, and it cannot be special summoned by other ways. When this card declares an attack, you can send 1 monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. This card gains 1000 attack for each normal monster in your graveyard, and if this card would leave the field, you have to banish it instead. If there are 5 different Forbidden 1 cards in your graveyard that were sent by this card's effect, you win the duel. A very sneaky way, an alternate condition to get Exodia. We will have to see if our duelist here, Duelist A, will be able to pull it off. But right now, by activating the power of the Guardian, they will immediately gain 500 more attack points, and also in doing so, they will gain a spell counter on that card. Now that is important because power of the Guardians. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove 1 spell counter on your field instead. So that will be able to have their Exodius have longevity in this game, having it be able to remain on the field and send more Forbidden 1 cards to the graveyard. And I think that's exactly what Duelist A wants. They are going to attack for 1500 points of damage, sending their first Forbidden 1 card to the graveyard, that being the right leg. They end their turn, Duelist B draws, and ends their turn immediately. Duelist A seems to be in the driver's seat right now. They are going to battle right off the bat. They are going to gain 500 attack because of Power of the Guardian, and another 1000 attack if they send a Forbidden 1 normal monster. And they do the right leg of Exodia, dealing 3,000 points of damage to Duelist B. Will this duel end before we even see Exodia? And it looks like this is it. Duelist B was not able to draw the necessary cards they need. And with that, Duelist A is going to win this duel without even summoning Exodia. It's just that easy, folks. And with 4500 attack, they win a very clean, easy, fast victory. And kudos to Duelist A. That is a very fun deck to see. Exodia, a classic. And Duelist B just wasn't able to catch up. Now we will see, or it could be that they were so impressed with the Exodia that they just were like, okay, you can take the win. Not to discredit Duelist A's win, of course, though, and we are moving right into our next casual duel. I wonder what decks we will see this time. Alright, let's see here. It looks like Duelist A is using, they are using a Red Eyes deck. However, this is quite the interesting Red Eyes deck. It does not have, where is it? I do not see any copies of, where is it? Meteor Black Comet Dragon. It does not seem that they run any copies of that card. This seems to be a decently budget version of Red Eyes. They have 1/Dragon, but hey, budget is not bad. They could still pull off the win here, even with the deck they are running. So we will see what they do here. They will start their turn by activating Dragon Shrine, sending 1 dragon card, dragon monster from their deck to the graveyard, and if that card, if that monster in your graveyard is a dragon normal type monster, you can send 1 more dragon monster. They are going to be sending a Blackstone of Legend and a Red Eyes Black Dragon right off the top. Blackstone of Legends effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, shuffle it to the deck, and add this card to your hand. Very smart to pair that with the Red Eyes Black Dragon, because now they can shuffle back the Red Eyes Black Dragon and add the Blackstone of Legend right from their graveyard to their hand, essentially drawing it for a turn. Alright, and that's going to be exactly what they do. They are going to add the Black Stone of Legend, summon the Red Eyes Baby Dragon, and immediately equip it with the Black Metal Dragon, increasing its attack points by 600, activating Dragon Nails, increasing its attack points by another 600. Also, it cannot be destroyed by Duelist B's card effects now. They are also going to set their Red Eyes Burn. If a Red Eyes monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can target one of those monsters. Both players take damage equal to its original attack. And that being 1200 for the baby dragon. So we will have to see what Duelist B does here. They are going to activate Cyber Dark Cannon right to start off their turn. You can discard this card, add one machine Cyber Dark monster from your deck to your hand. They are going to add their Cyber Dark Horn and immediately after activate their Cyber Dark Realm. When this card is activated, you can add one Cyber Dark monster from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards in your graveyard. So no Cyber Dark Cannon. They might be trying to add a Cyber Dark Claw, a Cyber Dark Chimera. We are not sure yet. Cyber Dragon, or rather Cyber Dark, is a powerful archetype if they are able to get out their boss monster, Cyber Dark End Dragon. And this card has a very impressive 5000 attack, and it is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. If they are able to get this card on the field this turn, it might spell trouble for Duelist A. We will have to see. They're adding the Cyber Dark Claw from their deck to their hand and activating its effect, discarding the card in order to add a Cyber Dark spell or trap from their deck to their hand. They are activating Machine Duplication on their Cyber Dragon Hertz. Now, with Cyber Dragon Hertz, as well as most of the Cyber Dragon monsters, that being Nashter, Kor, Proto, Zwei, Dre, Veer, etc., when they are on the field or in the graveyard, their names become Cyber Dragons. So, with Machine Duplication, they are able to target one monster they control with 500 or less attack, that being Hertz, which is now referred to as Cyber Dragon, and special summon two full power normal Cyber Dragons from their deck to the field, as we will see here. Very clever of our opponent, Duelist B, and Cyber Dark Realm will be activating its effect. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect normal summon one Cyber Dark monster from their hand. They are normal summoning the Chimera, and let's see what they're activating. Cybernetic Horizon. They can send two dragon or machine cyber monsters with different attributes to the graveyard, one each from their hand or deck, hand and deck rather. Add one dragon or machine cyber monster from their deck to their hand, and if they do, send one machine cyber fusion monster from their extra to the graveyard. In this case, it seems like what would make the most sense is if they send their, where is it? Cyber End Dragon. Now, I'm sure some of you might be thinking, what? That doesn't make sense. Why would they send their 4000 attack point Cyber End Dragon to the graveyard? Well, if they go into their Cyber Darkness Dragon, they can equip one dragon or machine monster from their graveyard, that being Cyber End Dragon. And Cyber Darkness Dragon gains attack points equal to the original attack points of that monster, being Cyber End Dragon. That is 6000 attack points. That is purely hypothetical to what they might be doing right now, but I would not be surprised in the least if that is what they choose to do. They are adding the Chimera, and they are sending the Cyber Dragon, Cyber End Dragon from their extra deck, just like we thought. They are activating the Cyber Dark Chimera's effect. They are sending the Magic Cylinder. They must think that they will be able to end this duel right here and now, sending the Magic Cylinder. Normally a trap card that would be able to flip around the damage and deal to your opponent the damage that you would have taken. Nope, they don't even think that they need it. Cyber Dark Chimera's effect activates by discarding that Magic Cylinder, though. They can add one Power Bond from their deck to their hand, and Power Bond is a risky but very powerful card. Power Bond being fusion summon one machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, and it gains attack equal to its original attack. During the end phase of this turn, when this card is activated, you take damage equal to the amount of attack gained from the effect at the time of the summon. So, essentially what you can do is summon a Cyber Darkness Dragon, have its attack go from 2,000 to 4,000 and equip it then with the Cyber End Dragon in your graveyard for 8,000 attack points. And the thing is as well is that even though you activate Power Bond, you're only taking 2,000 points of damage. You're not taking 8,000, you're not taking 4,000, you are taking a measly 2,000 points of damage for an 8,000 attack point monster. That is insane. Now, we will have to see if that's what they end up doing. It might be, though. They are going to activate Power Bond's effect. They're going to go into Cyber Twin Dragon, a very good card as well. Cyber Twin Dragon being able to attack twice during the battle phase. And because of Power Bond's effect, they will be able to attack twice. Very, very interesting indeed. So they might have game here just with that alone. However, that being said, if they attack the Red Eyes Baby Dragon, its effect on destruction will allow Duelist A to special summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from their deck, and it will be able to equip itself to that monster. Will they try to summon... Let's see, they could try to very well summon the Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight, or a different Red Eyes monster. I am not particularly sure, but we will find out very shortly. In the graveyard, her effect activates when this card is sent to the graveyard. They are able to add one other Cyber Dragon monster from their deck or graveyard to their hand. They're adding the last, the last normal Cyber Dragon from their deck to their hand. Battle phase. Cyber Twin Dragon attacks for 3,200 points of damage. The Red Eyes Baby Dragon's effect activates upon destruction, being able to special summon the Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon from the deck and equipping it with Red Eyes Baby Dragon, taking another 2,900 points of damage. That is not good. They are going to be activating Red Eyes Burn. They're going out on their own terms, it seems. And that was a very intense duel. Red Eyes put up a decent fight, but Cyberdark was just too powerful. And now for our last replay of the day, I think a ranked duel replay is in store for us. Some competitive stuff. We will see just what they have for us. They could be using Pearly, Kashtira, Mathmech, like I said before. They could be using Branded. They could be using Sword Soul. It really all depends on what they're feeling like. Oh my goodness. So it seems as though Duelist A is using a Dark World Danger deck. A very powerful deck, a deck that allows you to draw a lot of cards from your deck, but also allows you to max C challenge your opponent as well. And for those of you who aren't aware of that term, when you activate max C on your opponent, whenever they special summon a monster, you are able to draw a card. Now, if your opponent special summoned, in this case, let's say more than 35 cards, then they would be decked out and automatically lose the duel come their next turn. And what is Dark Lord very good at? Special summoning. So we will see if Duelist B makes that fatal mistake here. Alright, Duelist A activating its effect. Oh no. Duelist A activating the effect of Genta, Gateman of the Dark World. Going to discard the card to add Gates of the Dark World from their deck to their hand. Activating its effect immediately. Going to banish one Fiend monster from their graveyard. Discarding a Fiend monster to draw a card. They are going to activate their Snow and Genta's effect. Genta, when this card is banished and you control a Dark World card, you can special summon that card. And that is not a once per turn effect. However, you can only special summon it once per... Okay, so it is technically a once per turn effect. At least the special summoning, that is. And then Snow's effect is going to activate if this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect. By your opponent's card effect, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, add one Dark World card from your deck to your hand, then special summon it. So we will have to see what it ends up doing. Genta is going to special summon itself, causing dual speed to draw a card. Snow's effect is going to add the rainbow from deck to hand. Danger Thunderbird's effect is going to discard that rainbow right away. Rainbow's effect is going to activate due to it being discarded. They will be able to add one level 5 or higher Dark World monster from their deck to their hand, except Rainbow. The card that they're going to be adding will most likely be Grapha, the Dragon of Dark World. There it is. And they're able to add another Gates of Dark World, going to activate its effect yet again. Banishing the snow, sending Grapha from the hand to the graveyard. Activating Grapha's effect. If this card is discarded by card effect, you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. And if this card is discarded from your hand by your opponent's card effect, you can look at one random card in your opponent's hand. And if it's a monster, you can special summon it to your field. That being said, it was discarded by their own effect, so they are not able to activate that second effect. They are now going to special summon Danger Chupacabra. Very, very good. They are going to activate Dark World Archives, and then they are going to go into their Dungare's The Timeless. This card's effect will allow them to use 2 Xyz materials in order to draw 2 cards from their deck and discard 1 card. That being said, I don't think it's particularly that much of a loss for this deck at all. Danger Nessie's effect is going to activate. Once discarded, they are going to add 1 danger card from their deck to their hand. Danger Jackalope is going to activate its effect in order to discard itself to special summon a danger card from their deck to the field. Mothman will special summon itself from the field by discarding Rainbow. Rainbow will add the gold Woo Lord of the Dark Lord. They will summon their Zephyros and then immediately go into their IP Masquerena. Now, let's just hold on. Well, we'll see this first. So they discard Chupacabra to special summon Nessie from the graveyard. That will give them another draw, and they only have 27 cards left in their deck. This might be trouble. They link summon their Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess. They are going to return their Gate of the Dark World to special summon Zephyros, activate Gate of the Dark World in order to banish Genta, in order to send gold to the graveyard to draw a card, that being card destruction. Gold's effect will let it be special summoned, and card destruction is going to activate, allowing them to discard all cards in their hand in order to draw that same amount of cards. And this is 2 more special summons. And now, so a lot's happened. A lot has happened. So let's go over it. With Appaloosa, once per chain, you can make this card lose 800 attack exactly. And if you do, negate that effect. So you can up to 4 times per turn negate monster effects. And with Hope Harbinger, Dragon Titanic Galaxy, once per turn when a spell card or effect is activated, you can negate that effect, and if you do, attach that card to this card as a material. And when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach 1 material from this card, change the attack target to this card, and perform damage calculation as normal. So essentially, Duelist A has locked off monster effects, spell effects, and they can dictate what monsters attack where. This is not going to be very good for Duelist B, as they discard their whole hand, drawing a grand total of 18 cards. They are going to special summon their gold yet again, activating Ash Blossom Duelist B. But because of Appaloosa, its effect is negated. So they are going to be able to special summon the gold again and add the Lucent from deck to hand because of their Rainbow's effect. That means they have a total of 2 cards left in their hand. Rainbow special summon, they have 1 card left in their hand, and because of their Salamander, drawing the last card from their deck to their hand. And even though it's their turn, they cannot do anything. And that is game. Duelist A has won the duel due to Duelist B's deck out. That was an insane, highly efficient and technical game from Duelist A, and it goes to show you, even playing that Max C too early, you could be up against a Dark World deck and they will just mess you up. But thank you all very much for watching this first episode of Replay Thursday. I cannot wait to make more of these. That was so much fun watching all those different decks in action. And if you guys have any decks you want me to react to, please feel free to get a hold of me and send me the replays, and I